So what was your job role and how did you prepare for it?
So my job role was director, and when I was coming up with the idea for my music video, I knew I wanted it to be picked, so I put a lot of effort into it, and I did prepare for the role, knowing in my head that I wanted to be director and all the kind of like knowing what I have to do and like asking other people what it was like being director for them, their group in previous projects. So yeah, I just kind of like looked into directing a bit more because I knew that's what I wanted to do.
What difficulties did you encounter when you were working on that job role?
Sometimes things didn't look exactly how I wanted them to look, and there were some issues when like people were not showing up to film. Sometimes when I needed a tripod and they had the tripod. But no, apart from that, it actually wasn't too bad. It went quite smoothly, so it was good.
How did you contribute or add value to the team?
Well, I think overall I did direct the team. I did kind of explain how I wanted everything to look, especially when we were out filming. I kind of explained what I wanted the cameraman to film, and kind of how I wanted it to look. So yeah.
So how did you ensure production went smoothly while we were filming?
Well, our producer was quite good at making sure we were prepared and making sure that we kind of had everything we needed when we went out, and made sure that everyone knew what was happening. So I think that it was mainly the producer that made the whole project run smoothly, but I kind of, like I said, I knew what I wanted, so I went out to London to get what I wanted.
So are you confident the final outcome is going to be what you envisioned at the start?
Yeah, because I think that everyone's worked quite well together. I think that the editor's really strong, so I trust him to
edit,
make it how I want it. Yeah.
So what was your job role and how did you prepare for it?
Well, I was a producer, and in preparation for it I went through the concept with my team, and the director went through her idea specifically, gave me a better idea of what we were actually doing, and I made sure that I knew what all the job roles had to do so that I could manage them properly.
Mm-hmm. So what difficulties did you encounter during the job role?
Well, it's a college piece of work, so not everyone's professional all the time. Because I was leading meant I had to delegate more, which meant I had to trust that people could do the work effectively. That was about it.
How did you contribute or add value to the team, or what idea?
Well, I was producing, so I didn't really have a massive creative input, but I trusted that the director knew what she was doing, and whenever I had an idea I put it in.
So how did you keep track of a team of people and make sure they were completing tasks that needed to be done?
Well, I've done producing before, and well, like group chats are always useful. Everyone knows what they're doing, and except from that, team meetings always help me keep straight what everyone was doing each day.
Did you have reasonable contingencies, and did you have to use any?
I had quite a lot of contingencies. Our camera operator wasn't always available, so our director did have to take over for one day. Also, our PR person slept through one of the filming sessions, which meant that she had to do some behind the scenes for him on that day. And also, if we have to do any reshoots, we might be using one of the contingencies.
So what was your job role and how did you prepare for it?
My job role was editor, and I prepared for it just because I didn't really prepare for this role. I just know how to do it from previous tasks and experiences, so I was very experienced going into it.
Did you encounter any difficulties while working on the job role?
Not really. I mean, only in the beginning of post-production at the moment, but the only difficulties being that certain shots were out of focus or too much camera shake because people weren't using tripods or steady cams or something like that.
How did you contribute or add value to the team for your job role?
Everyone kind of contributed to the idea overall because Hazel came into it and didn't really want to just have, she wanted her base idea, but she liked being in this team because certain people had different ideas and everyone kind of combined and grouped them in together to make what we have.
So what techniques have you used or are planning to use when you edit?
We're going to use some motion tracking and compositing, whether that be 2D or 3D or both. Probably going to be both. I'm going to use a lot of different transitions and stuff like that. I'm going to use masking, and motion graphics animation is going to be at the beginning and at the end and present throughout.
Okay. So are you confident that the final outcome will be what the director wanted?
I haven't got a perfect idea in my head of what the director wanted, but I feel like how the editing and how the production's going with her really taking charge.
What was your role and how did you prepare for it?
So my role was the camera operator, and it's not something I've done before. So what I did to prepare was I did some test shots. Like over the 2-week break we had in half term, took one of the cameras out, did some test shots, things like that, and worked fairly closely with the director in pre-production just to make sure I knew what shots we were doing, with things like a shot list and stuff like that.
Okay. What difficulties did you encounter during your job role?
I feel like filming outside was it was kind of difficult at times, mainly because like you're outside, so you can't see the screen on the camera too well. You've got a lot of like outside factors to sort of take note of really, and like be wary of, like people in public and other objects getting in the way basically. It wasn't too difficult, but I feel like some of the shots could have been a lot better. Could have just prepared for them a lot more.
How did you contribute or add to the value of the team or idea?
At the start, I don't really feel like I did too much to help the idea, although I did a lot of the initial paperwork, like I did risk assessments for the locations. I helped the director out with the shot list and storyboard and things like that. And as well as that, I helped out PR as well. Everyone in the group made their own little like posters and logo concepts, and we ended up using mine for our official social media pages.
What camera techniques did you use while filming?
I think there was like a wide range of ones we used. Like mainly, the look we wanted to go for was just handheld. So most of the shots, if not all of them, were handheld. A lot of them were around about mid-angle. We did try and get some interesting shots depending on what we had, like mess about with a lot of zoom, focus, things like that. It didn't turn out that well, but we experimented a little.
And how did you approach people as you were asking them for their permission to film?
I mean, at the time there was 3 of us on the shooting location, so just a member of the group just went up to the people we wanted and asked for verbal permission. Since we're not going to take a ton of forms out, and if they said yes, we just carried on with the shot and kept going.
I was the PR person to prepare for it. We did, I've actually had done this role before in previous tasks. For this one, we had to prepare. I did like posters, or made like draft posters, and also like some practice behind the scenes footage when we were just doing practicing shots.
Mm-hmm. What difficulties did you encounter when doing your job role?
I found that when creating some of the posters or like editing some of the footage, my editing skills weren't quite as good as Sam's, the editor, so he helped me with some of the aspects.
Mm-hmm. How did you contribute or add value to the team or idea?
I think while we were out filming, I found myself helping out with the directing a bit, choosing different shot angles, pointing out different things that we can shoot, other things like that.
So what kind of social media presence did you give the production company?
I added like an Instagram account, YouTube. I did all that kind of stuff, which I did, just like where I put all the videos on, and yeah.